Hi everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Dojo Plans, and today I'm going to be updating my how to make a sticker sheet, or just like words that you need, that you need to use in your planner all the time. Maybe you have something and you don't want to keep buying them because you literally like go through them so fast because you might put them on there every day, or just all the time. So I'm going to be showing you step by step how I made this sticker sheet over on Cricut Design Space with the offset, with everything. This is what it ends up looking like. Teeny tiny cute little sticker that's perfect for my planner, and now I have a ton of them. So all you need is some sticker paper. I like this one. This is from Online Labels. I think that's a 00L177WX, I think. I like getting 100 and then it just lasts forever. They have fast shipping, but I like this sticker paper. It's just a full sheet. So you don't have to worry about that. And then I have a mat. You can get Cricut brand. I also like off brands that I found on Amazon. I prefer the light grip because otherwise if you use the like green mat, your paper will stick to it and it will rip when you try to peel it off. So I definitely prefer using a light grip mat, and I'll link some mats that I've found on Amazon down below that I've used before. Sometimes I'll get these if they're on sale on Amazon, but for the most part I usually get off-brand because it's a lot cheaper than the Cricut brand. But that's really it. All you need is sticker paper. Well, you need your Cricut machine, you need the mat, and then Cricut Design Space, which you can just download. But we're going to go over to my computer and I will show you step by step how we made this sheet, all the way through to cutting it, all the way through peeling it off of here, all the way through having a sticker ready to go in your planner. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Okie dokie, so we're going to make a sticker sheet over on Cricut Design Space. So you will need to use Cricut Design Space for this because that is the version of this that I'm doing. So I have mine pulled up. I just have a blank project. Nothing's on here yet, which makes it super easy to figure out. So over here on the side, we have blank canvas. I like choosing this and choosing a different background color. Obviously I do purple just because I'm extra that way. But ultimately it just makes it a little bit easier for me to see what I'm doing. So we're going to go over here. Over here on the left side, we have a bunch of different buttons. We have new, templates, projects, images, text, shapes, and upload. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a shape. The reason is Cricut Design Space can only print and cut on a certain size. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a square, which I have hiccups again, so sorry if like my voice keeps stuttering. It's because I have hiccups. Shocker. Okay, so we're going to change over here. So I clicked this little lock button. Basically this lock button, if I were to not unlock that, that means if I type in like 4 inches on one side, it's going to make it it's going to try to do basically everything on the other side. So if I click the unlock, then I can change this to whatever size I want, because if it's locked, it's gonna stay like a nice even shape. So we're gonna unlock that by clicking that lock button. I'm gonna go over here to width and I'm gonna type in 6.75 for my width, and then it'll change. And then I'm gonna go over to the height and do 9.25. Reason being is that is the space that Cricut can print and cut, so it's not a full sheet of paper, which is kind of a bummer. I wish it did let you print a full sheet of paper and cut that, so you do kind of end up wasting a little bit of paper with this. And you'll see why when we get to the printing stage, why that is, but it's not too bad. I mean, it ends up working out. So I like to just drag this over here in the corner so it's there. Right now, this is literally just so we know how much space to fill in. We are going to be deleting this later on. So I'm just going to go over to text now, which was right above that shaped button, and we're going to type in our text. So say I'm wanting a sticker that says therapy, if I can spell. Okay, so then there's our word, but I don't want it to be that font. So I'm going to go over to system over here in fonts. I'm not going to do all because Cricut has fonts that you have to pay for, and I'm cheap, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to use some fonts that I have. I'm going to go over here and use this font that I'm really liking. And here's what it looks like over here. So it's not really, when it's over here, it looks like it's like hollowed out. But I'm going to go ahead and just change this color so that way I can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to change this to white. That way when it's on top of here, like we can actually see. So you could just go through and cut this out, but then it's going to cut out each individual letter, and you don't want it to do that, especially if you just want that simple sticker that just says therapy. You peel off one thing, slap it down in your planner. This way it would be more like alphabets, and you would end up with each letter separately. So because of that, we're going to make an offset. So if we look up here, this is a newer, it's not super new, but it's a newer addition that Cricut Design Space added, which I think just makes life so much easier, and it says offset. Offset is that little white space, so when you go and look at a sticker, Happy Planner stickers, Live Love Posh stickers, literally any stickers that you know, are created usually have a little white space around the sticker, and basically that white space is kind of like the protector of your sticker not getting cut into, because cutting machines aren't perfect. Sometimes they can cut off, like it's very possible. So it's just a good way to cut around your word and not necessarily cut into your word. So we're going to click on this, and we're going to click that offset. Let me move this so I can actually see it, because if I do that right there, I can't see. All right, there we go. So we're going to click offset. You can see this like blue line is around it. I know that's kind of hard to see, but we have a blue line around here. Whoops. And it's huge. I don't want my offset to be that big. So I kind of like to just play around. This is like a little slider. You can play around with how big, how small. Obviously, if you do it too small, then it kind of defeats the purpose of having a offset. So I'm going to do about right there, 0.125. That looks pretty decent. So I'm going to click apply. It's going to weld it. It's going to be a rounded corner. I could do like squared out, but I don't like that look, so I'm going to stick with the rounded, and we're going to click apply. And then you can see that black, that's our offset. So when that sticker cuts out, that's how it'll cut out around our sticker. So I'm going to move this because I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can zoom in here. You can see some purple in there. The Cricut will cut that out. We don't want the Cricut to cut that out because we don't want any random holes in our sticker. So I'm going to go over here to where it says contour, and I'm just going to click hide all contours, and it's going to get rid of that spot. So now that spot is gone. It's one piece. That way if I drag this right back on top, boom, then I have my sticker. Easy peasy. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my mouse all the way across this. It's going to grab both of those items, and I'm just going to group them together and make them one piece. Now, from there, we want to make sure that my Cricut doesn't cut out this outside individually and this inside, because right now that's what it will do. Over here, it tells you what it's doing. It says basic cut for the letters and then basic cut for that outline. We don't want that, because that'll mean we'll end up with all these extra pieces. So I'm going to go back over here, and there's this word that says flatten. We are going to flatten it, and you can see over here it changed it to a print then cut. So now it's only going to cut around this outside. It's not going to cut the inside words. So I'm going to back up a little bit so we can see our square. Back to 100%. And then we're going to drag it over. Whoa. There we go. We're going to drag it over onto our square. Now if I cut this out, this is saying it's 3 inches long, and that'll be a gigantic sticker. That's like bigger than 2 double vertical boxes. So I'm just going to shrink this down pretty teeny tiny. I'm just guessing at this point. I mean, that's not perfect. Oh, you know what? Something that we did forget to do. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm unflattening. I'm ungrouping. You know what I did forget to do? We got to change the colors here. So we want the words to be black. My bad. I'm skipping steps. And we want this offset to be white. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a black offset. Okay, there we go. That solves my problem. I got to scoot back in so I can line those up. There we go. Now I have my white offset. Oh my gosh, I'm like staring at it. I'm like, something doesn't look right. All right, flatten it. Then it's all one piece. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. I'm like, something's off. Something's definitely off. Okay, so then basically I would just take that sticker. Right now it's a little bit under 1 inch, so I think it's still pretty big. But we'll just do that for the sake of this. Now, say I need a bunch of these. From there, all I'm gonna do is press copy. Control copy, which is Control C on my computer, and then Control V, which is paste. And I'm just going to copy and paste a bunch of these. So I'm going to take these, and then I'll take those two, copy and paste. So I'm doing 2 at a time, and then we can do 4 at a time. So I'm just grabbing all of these, copy and pasting. Now we'll align them in just a minute so that way it looks a little nicer. But for right now, this is what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna copy and paste these real quick. Super easy. Okay, that looks horrible. So I'm gonna grab all of these. Whoopsies. Let's do this. I'm gonna move my square because it's getting on my nerves. That way I could just drag and click. I'm gonna go over here to align, and I'm gonna align them all to the left. Okay, and then that aligns them nicely. Now I think there's a distribute. Yes, distribute vertically. There we go. So that's all I need to do is a distribute vertically and then align to the left, and then now they're all in a nice straight line. So I'm going to move my square back over here. Oh, failure. Okay, click and drag. I'm not professional at this, you guys. Can you tell? And I'm just going to drag that over. Now I do need a couple more. So I am just going to take like another row, and this time I'll just grab all these ones, do the align left, distribute vertically. I do need to scoot it over a touch, just a touch. You know what? It'd be so much easier if I just did all this at once. Align left. There we go. All right, there we go. So now I have all of them. I probably could squeeze like one more, especially if I put these all in here. But that's all I'm going to do for now. So I know I need therapy stickers. So let's just say I need even more. So I'm going to do one more row of therapy stickers. So I did copy and paste. There they are. That right in there. Whoa. Where are you going? Oh, that's why. It's because I pushed it. I button smashed. Pushed it multiple times. The computer wasn't fast enough to catch up with me. Alright, there we go. I'm just gonna close enough. Okay. So I have about 3 rows, and we have a lot of therapy, so that works. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Oh yeah, we're good. So that's a ton. You know, I'm just going to go ahead and make this sheet. Let's just make our therapy stickers because I need a bunch anyway. I'm going to be patient this time because it's copying and pasting. And last time I jumped the gun and then it didn't want to work for me. So I want to make sure I don't move it before it's ready. So right now it's working on copying, pasting. There we go. See what happens when we just be a little patient. There we go. I'm just going to look at my square. So that'll basically be what it looks like. Obviously, there's some space in here I could fill in, but I think that's good. So now we're going to go in and we are going to delete this square. I don't need it anymore. That square is really just for the printing space that I have. I'm going to select all, and the nice thing you can also click is this button up here that just says select all. It grabs everything on your page, and I'm going to go back over to the right and I'm going to click attach. The reason why I do that is if I don't, it's going to want to print all these in random spots and not in the sticker sheet that I made it as. Then we're going to go over to make it. Click on that. It's got to load for a little bit. And this is going to show me exactly what this will look like on the sticker sheet. All right, so here is our sheet. So here's what it looks like. And I'm not going to go back because this took forever to load. Sometimes the more things that are on your paper, the longer it takes to load. But basically what would happen if I didn't click that attach, all these would be like scattered and not in these nice neat rows that I put them in. So by clicking attach, that kind of just made it a little bit easier. So this is what my paper is going to print. So I'm just going to go to continue, And once I'm there, right now I'm connected via Bluetooth just because my cord can't reach. So it's going to say my Air 2 and it's Bluetooth. But I'm going to click over here, the send to printer, and I'm just going to print this out on that sticker paper that I showed you at the beginning on my printer real quick. And then we'll go over all the stuff that the Cricut is going to do in just a second. Oh, and another note, I'm going to click the add bleed. I'm going to turn that off because I do not want it to add a bleed on it. So I'm going to do that. You can do system dialog. Sometimes that's easier, but I think this one's a pretty standard. Like, I don't have any color in here or anything, so I don't have any other things. So I'm just going to go ahead and click print and use this one. Alright, so as soon as that's done, this will pop up. It says set base material. I like to use sticky note, and I made this one. You can go and browse materials, and I think I just typed in sticky note. I've honestly had that for a long time, yeah, but I just have it start as one of my favorites. So I'm going to click that, and that's just the setting that works well for mine. And then we're going to take it over to my Cricut, and I will show you how I load this in. So I've loaded my sticker sheet onto my mat. Okay, I just make sure it lined up. This is what I was talking about. This is that printable space. Basically, this is that rectangle that we made online. And if you go beyond that, like, it won't do any, like, it won't go all the way to the edges. So you do kind of waste a little bit of paper. But for the most part, I mean, I fit like over 90 stickers on here. So I'm not too mad. So I'm going to take it over to my Cricut. You can see it's blinking. That means it's ready. I have it set to custom, which is why I was able to pick the sticky note setting. I'm just going to set this in here. Sorry, it's kind of hard one-handed. And I'm going to click that arrow. It's going to load my mat in. And then I'm going to click cut. This little C button. And it's going to, basically it'll go through and it's going to scan all of those lines. So see that light? It's checking where it needs to cut. And once it's done that, it's going to get to work on cutting. So it's pretty intricate on the cutting right now as far as going all the way around. So it is going to take a little bit. So I'm going to let that cut, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Alright, well, 10 minutes later, this is what we end up with. It took a long time just because it's a lot. It's a lot. It went around every single one of these, but this is what we end up with. So I like to flip over my mat, and I like to peel the mat off of the paper. Otherwise, your paper will roll up on you, and then you'll get like that, not flat. So doing that just helps it. It rolled a little bit, but not nearly as bad. And then, there we go. There is my sticker. If it'll, are we gonna adjust? Maybe not that kind of day. There's my therapy sticker. So now I have a whole sheet of those. So easy peasy. And then you can cut this out. But what an easy way to just make the words that you need a ton of, especially if you have your Cricut. If you're intimidated by it, don't be. I'm telling you, it's one of like my favorite investments, and there's so many more things that you can do with it. But this is just really handy if you know there's a word that you use literally all the time. This is super helpful. And then, you don't have to make it this big. If you want to make like regular sticker sheet size, you just do what we did with that box. Instead, make that box, like maybe make a big box like this one, because that's the size you have, and then you can make little boxes in that, and then make your little sticker sheets and have it cut that out. But I like just doing this because it used up all my space. I was able to get the max amount of stickers out of it, and now I have a ton of therapy stickers to use. So there you go, you guys. Super easy. I hope this video was helpful. And if you don't know how to use your Cricut yet and don't know that it has that setting is super helpful. And I honestly like this way better than my other way, because the other way was really hard. it might not work for everything as far as Cricut goes, but I definitely know it works for single words, and it makes it just a lot easier. So definitely try it out. Let me know if this helped you down in the description below. I so hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!